Welcome back to the channel, and today I've got a crazy sound barrier idea that might be actually one of the most complicated. So this idea comes from Olopali in my Discord asking, can you push yourself to the sound barrier with magnets? It's a simple suggestion, but imagining achieving this is gonna be complicated. And what I have here was my proof of concept, just to see if at its core, at its very, very basic, does this have legs to stand on? Or magnets to push off from, I guess. And I built a little test contraption here, so when I disconnect myself, the magnet will, as you can see, push me. And here, let me restart. I didn't actually look at my speed from one magnet. But we get up to 100-ish, a little over 100 with just a single magnet. So what I've done here is actually, there's a couple of steps to this, to making this work that has happened. First, I need the magnet to be active when I'm not in attachment with it, so I don't have actual control input into the magnet after I detach. So I use a NOR gate going into the magnet, and that just keeps the magnet on. And the magnet doesn't affect me until I become a separate creation, which is why we have the detachable block here. And then the other thing is I added an anchor pin here because this makes sure that the magnet exerts all of its force onto my seat, because if I don't have the magnet, the magnet itself absorbs much of the force going back in the other direction because it is lighter than I am. But by attaching the anchor pin to the magnet block, 100% of that force has to get exerted to me because the equal and opposite reaction does not happen over here. So the conservation of energy, I take all of it. But now the question becomes, what's the best way to get more than one magnet's worth of power? Now, another thing is that my seat aerodynamics are gonna matter because I'm still contending with the speed of sound, the sound barrier. So if I do this, presumably I should reach even better speeds. I'm hoping that the magnet doesn't count. But if we do this, now we have the problem that we don't actually stay straight. So in order to stay straight, maybe I can add a gyro block at max power, which just technically doesn't do anything. So if I add that right there, you can see it definitely keeps me straight, but does that affect my speed? Actually seem a little bit slower. All right, so it seems like the gyro is a little too strong. But although it does keep us steady, we don't break 100 anymore. I wonder if friction is mattering? I don't want to build like a large vehicle, but let's see if perhaps skis can work. So I'm just making it heavier though. See, this is something that mass is really gonna matter a lot more because we don't have a constant input of thrust or force or power. We have just one initial input and then we're slowing down immediately. Oh, I can cut down on the aerodynamics. I gotta use these, but I still gotta figure out how do I attach, unless I have skis in the front. But no, now those aren't attached unless I just move these out and then extend these further. Oh, this is starting to look terrible. All right, well, we're attached, but we also need skis in the back now. We need back skis. All right, then I don't know how the magnet is, how the magnet power is read. Like, is there more surface area that the magnet contacts? Oh, now this isn't attached. This is getting way more complicated, way quicker. Like, I'm not even at the magnet evolution stage yet. I'm just trying to make my chassis, essentially. All right, now I think we're, oh no, I think we're good. I think we're good. Ready? What? Wait, what? Wait, where did my front skis go? Did I move them to the back instead of copy and I did not copy and paste them to the back. I moved them to the back. Okay, there we go. All right, ready? Wait, what? Why am I so much worse now? I just feel like I built a bulky thing now. We go up to 80. We were at 90 without any of these additions. We're just so much heavier at this point. All right, let me try moving the magnet back by a single block. Does that have more force? That gets me up to 90, and then I do this weird thing there. Do I need gyro stabilizers to prevent me from tipping? All right, there we go. Now, this is weird. Why do I go up like that? I'm gonna save this as just a backup. I don't like it, but I'm afraid to make it worse because this a lot went into this. All right, let's delete virtually. Let's just delete everything except the gyro. The gyro was pretty necessary. I've decided that the friction I was trying to overcome, I did not overcome. So now the question is magnet additions. Can I have the magnets just be pointing straight at me and then just like stack them around and have enough magnet power to break the sound barrier? Probably not. What I might have to do, which is also probably gonna add physical chaos, is have like magnets angled in from both sides to cancel each other out and have like a railgun style shoot of magnets and shoot myself forward. We'll just stack 4 magnets like that. So we were at about 98 kilometers an hour. And now we're at 180. See, we quadrupled our power, but each one of those magnets is subsequently further away. So I'm assuming that its effect is also lost. Okay, so now let's add an upper stack to these magnets. So we go like this. 260. Okay. This could actually potentially work. Woo! Man, the G-forces on this. The G-forces on this have to be crazy. That is instant acceleration from like 0 to 260. That was a couple of frames. You do see it accelerate for a little bit. Now, if I just add another one up to the top, is that even affecting me? Oh, yes, it is, but we're like tilting up a little bit. I might be, oh yeah, I can actually turn. Didn't even realize that. I might be able to perhaps add more gyro stabilization. I saw 320 there. If I go below 3.2, then it's worse. And the change I want to make is adding gyros in this direction. I just want to see if that helps. That does not help. Hold on. We're shaking. We shouldn't be vibrating. All right, that's not worth it. We go way slower, 280, from 320 to 280. So if I delete this, so this is like I'm pretty sure this is just a mass thing at this point. Yeah, back to 320. All right, so cool though. Okay, so how far do the magnetic effects go? So if I like add another one to the back of this, do we break 330? Uh-oh, I might need those back again. Those gyros I just deleted. We broke 350 there. But is that gonna keep happening? Yeah, that's gonna keep happening. All right, so we broke 350. Let's do one more test. Yeah, we're like 340, 350. All right, I'm gonna add those gyros back. I feel like the more power I give to the magnets, the less of an effect the less of a negative effect these gyros should have. Let's see. 290 from 350, but we don't flip over. Copy and paste that there and there. All right, we were at 350. This is gonna be crazy. We got 314 there. Is it because of these gyros? I'm actually really surprised that this is not that much faster. We've tripled our power and we're no faster than when it was just a third of what we have right now. I'm gonna add another top layer. Oh, wait a minute. This is why when I tripled the power, it didn't give us any more power. Because literally none of those magnets were powered. Now we should see a difference. Are we ready? Okay. Okay, we got a problem again. We might need some gyro stabilizers after this. All right, well, let me just try it with this method. All right, and go. 500. 500. Let's add these in and see if we still break 500. We're gonna add those in and then delete these ones because these ones aren't necessary anymore. Oh, I think that's better. I can strengthen them a little bit too to lessen the upward tilt. Because now we're getting into the phase where aerodynamics are even more important than weight. All right. 520 I saw there. Do I need a sideways gyro too for a roll gyro? I might need that. Just making myself a little longer now is the issue. All right, and oh, that Oh, well, we're vibrating. I feel like the vibration actually messes up our aerodynamics if we do that. Okay, I'm mixing my focus. I'm gonna focus on just the speed right now. All right, we're just over 500, which I feel like is worse than what we had when we didn't have that other gyro in there. We're getting like 510s. We're still tilting up a little bit, so perhaps I can increase these gyros to 4. That made me lower than 510. Maybe stabilization just... Maybe I don't need stabilization. Like, at all. Like, flipping around through the air... at least with this method, flipping around through the air might be perfectly fine. Because our initial speed peak is all that matters. All right, here we go. So we were at like 510 max. So now the problem is we don't sustain our speed nearly as much, so I can't really tell what we're doing here. It's so fast, I can't see what our max speed is. I feel like our max speed is like 520. I see a 5 on the left side. It flashes at one point. Yeah, these things are 5 kilograms is the problem. If I add this here instead, does the magnet like have more surface area to push against? Does that matter? 530. Whoa. Whoa. Hold on a second. What just happened? Let's say theoretic. Is that because this is closer or I have like more surface area? Like if I do that, is this better? No, that was like not even over 500 hardly. 5.1. Okay, well that's interesting. I do think getting closer to the magnet had a positive effect. Because this... that was only 520. That didn't get us into the 530s. All right, this is interesting. All right, we're kind of close enough. Man, we are a bullet. We are getting shot like a bullet. Yep. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna start adding more magnets and see if this has any hope of just working in a simple way. Like this is my best hope. I really feel like this is honestly my best hope. All magnets are functional, and then I'm gonna add another upper row. Right there. Oh my god, I am just in a wall of blue. Dabba-dee-dabba-die. All right, and go! Whoa, we're halfway there. We are halfway there. I can't, like, it doesn't... I don't have a lot of hope, to be honest. The reason I don't have a lot of hope is because I'm getting outside of the sphere of influence. When I add magnets, they're becoming less effective, and I don't think we're going to be able to double our power. 700 though that time. All right, so 740. That was really good shot. There is a little bit of RNG, it seems like. What do I do? Just add more magnets? Let me just add another row to the top. Confirm that all the magnets are still on. Okay. See, that time I turned right away. So I feel like I didn't get a true... I'm not getting a true speed when I turn. I think I saw an 8 there. That may have been an 8. Oh, it's so hard to tell. Like, I want to put a tail fin on, but at the same time, I feel like that's only gonna hurt. Because if the tail fin acts to straighten me, that means I was launched poorly anyway and just experienced a ton of resistance to straighten myself back out. So I feel like it's not going to contribute to top speed. It's just gonna give the illusion, more of an illusion that I had a straight trajectory when maybe I didn't. If I add some depth to the magnets again, are these magnets close enough to add to the speed? Do we get a good 800 now? 9! Whoa, we can keep going deeper. We have to go deep. This might do it. This might actually do it. Magnet only sonic boom. Something I can't believe I never really... I think I have thought of this before, but at that moment in time, I was like, nah, that can't work. But today, I guess I was in an optimistic mood. Let's see if it ends up paying off. That one, I didn't see a 9. I don't know if I saw a 9 there. If I can break 1,000. Oh, we are... like, our trajectory is just not straight enough. Pew! Man, I feel like if we just went straight, we would break 1,000. All right, I'm adding another depth row. Oh, I felt like that was a good launch, and I still didn't see more than 1,000. Oh, that one I didn't even see more than 800. It's so random sometimes. Let me confirm everything is on. All right, everything is on. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save this right now. So I'm gonna make some changes. Now I'm gonna take away all my stabilization and see. I had that hypothesis, just maybe the stabilization was just making it look better and not actually go faster, because it's our peak, it's our initial peak power is what matters. So here we go. Whoa, wait, whoa, I got confused there. That kind of looked like the whole thing went with me. All right. Something's different about this one. I'm gonna watch myself instead of the speedometer this time. Dang it, that was such a good launch, and I don't know what we got to. I definitely saw an 8, and that was like after I had taken a second to look down. And then when I look down at the speedometer, we have the wonky launch. Watch, I'm gonna watch myself this time. I'm gonna have a perfect launch again. And I'm not gonna see the max speed. Okay, not that time. Okay, there is a visual glitch happening where it totally looks like the magnets are coming with me. Man, I don't know if this is better than with the stabilizers. Here, let me go into build mode, bring the stabilizers back. I saw a 9 there. I don't know. It's really hard to compare and contrast designs to see what's having better and worse results, because the result is so hard to see. I'm sure there's a logic way to do it, but then I would be adding to my build. That's the observer effect. So I want to put a measurement device on my build to measure the speed, but in doing so, that changes the results of the experiment, because I now have a new piece on the build that affects its mass and aerodynamics. So in order to measure the device, in order to observe the experiment, I will end up changing the experiment. And that is exactly what the observer effect is. Because I'm sure that there's a logic system I could put on here to register the max speed output and then just like hold that value. But that would require probably at least a few logic gates, and that would just change the results more than I want it to. So it's not worth it. I'm gonna add 2 more rows. Oh, that last row is not attached, which means that the logic probably did not copy over. That appears to be true. All right, and go. What? Did you see that? I was so distracted. I definitely saw 900. I don't know if we broke 1,000 though, because I saw a big cube going through the sky. All right, here we go. This isn't feeling like, I don't feel like the magnets I'm adding are doing anything anymore. We broke 1,000. Okay, that is something. So now here's the problem. Right now, every single magnet is facing exactly in line. The force is completely parallel with my build pretty much. If I start trying to get other magnet forces wider, if I angle them in, I feel like that's gonna add just these complicated sideways forces that are way more likely to mess up my trajectory. So I'm really trying to avoid having to resort to that. But I think wider is gonna be the next best bet for getting more velocity. All right, everything's on. We've now reached half maximum complexity. All right, and go. Oh, what happened there? I feel like the magnets came with me like aerodynamically. I felt like we didn't really get above 500. What is going on right now? This is not good. I haven't changed anything about the launch conditions other than having more magnets. I don't like how long it's taking for the magnets to look like they've been released. I feel like that should only be a visual glitch, but it's feeling like a physical glitch too. Because we're only getting 500 now. I have a really weird idea. We are attached there, and I'm gonna have another attachment block. This one's gonna be left click. This one is going to attach me to the ground with my own anchor block. So here's what happens. Now I can't even see anything. I can detach. Now my creation is detached from the magnets, but I am anchored hard into the ground. The game has already separated my seat from the magnets. So now all it has to do is separate my seat from the ground. So I think that could bypass this like detachment glitch where the magnets are coming with me. So when I press right click, we're gonna see what happens. 3, 2, 1. I made a mistake. This block is also attached. All right, there we go. Whoa, did you see how I floated to the ground? All right, ready? That makes more sense. Because even though I'm anchored to the ground, as soon as I... There was a lot of explosion reverb. As soon as I detach myself from the magnets, there's a ton of force being exerted on me at that point. But let's try it a little bit quicker. So we go 1, 2. I didn't look at the speed. I was too distracted by what was going to happen visually. All right, I'm going to look at the speed now. All right, 1, 2. 800. We're not breaking 1,000 anymore. 1, 2. No, why did it come with me? I went too quick. All right, 1, 2. It's worse. I thought this would be better too because I'm more centered on the magnets, so I feel like the upper magnets were going to get an equal amount of force on me as the lower magnets rather than like getting weaker as it gets up higher above me. See, that felt like a really... I feel like my launching is more stable too from the center because it's just more equal force all around me. But I'm only getting like 600 sometimes, 800 sometimes. What happened to the thousands? We were in the thousands at one point. All right, I'm gonna go back down to the ground. I think we've made the unfortunate result of adding enough complexity where the detachable blocks are just less stable. And I think it is actually affecting me. There's 1,000 with the magnets too. Okay. You know what? Rather than trying to problem solve this, let's brute force. Let's just brute force it with another row of magnets. More complexity can't hurt. That's probably not going to do anything though. All right, well, that's over 1,000 again. That could be like a bad take being over 1,000 now. All right, I'm going to brute force it with another vertical one. I feel like there's still a little chance that that still does something. We just did it. Twice. Did you hear that? There were totally 2 sonic booms there. I didn't see, I saw the 1,100 in the speedometer. I don't think we've ever been I don't think I've ever been seeing our true max speed. I keep seeing the flashes of the numbers and maybe I'm not actually seeing a flash of our true max speed because I didn't think we broke 1,200 there. Oh, that time we definitely broke, somehow we broke 1,200, but not 1,234 to break the sound barrier. We got so close that time, but I actually saw a 12. Why does it go? All right, but you can see the inconsistency though. I did it once. Did I get lucky? I'm trying to replicate the result now. Here we go. Oh, we're breaking 1,000 again. Man. All right, let me try something here. I'm gonna try an actual like repair. That didn't sound healthy. Well, let's see what happens. We were at 1,200. Look at how long it takes for the detachable block visuals to respond. All right, you know what will probably make this go a little bit more reliable? More power. I don't want this to be a fluke. I want this to be a machine that can like actually just launch us past the sound barrier. All right, come on. That was like nothing. That didn't give us anything. Sound barrier. Uh-oh, that made it so much worse. There we go. Only 1 sound. 2 sound barriers again. Somehow we break the sound barrier twice. You know what I feel like it is? Oh, I think I just had the realization that we separate ourselves from the magnet block, but somehow the glitch happens where it takes the magnet block with us past the sound barrier, and the game actually registers both objects as breaking the sound barrier, so we get 2 sonic booms. That's the only justification I can find for why we're getting 2 sonic booms, because we technically have 2 separate creations at that point when we're breaking the sound barrier, and it actually is taking it with us somehow, which physically makes 0 sense. All right, I'm saving this as like we got some success here, but I wanted to do the thing because I always suspected that these things were just hurting us as far as our top speed goes. So let's do a little bit of this and we'll see if this helps us. All right, and... Okay. We are way faster. There we go. Another 2 sound barriers. That was 1,500. Those things were slowing us down a lot, apparently. I want to do that again. All right, and shoot. $300. That one got us to... That one was not good. All right, I think we got to let it, like, load in a little bit. Let's let the debris from our other one disappear. All right, and here we go. It's just random. It's little RNG. Wait, I feel like we're not flying normally right now. This does not feel like normal gravity. Is it? Why am I in slow motion? Wait, I'm literally in slow motion. I am like actually in slow-mo right now. Apparently if you use magnets to try to break the sound barrier, you break the fabric of space-time. Like, wait, hold on. I run at a... My character animation is normal, but my speed is clearly not. No wonder why we can't break the sound barrier. We're literally in slow motion. All right, let's repair. This is probably not a good idea. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. We are breaking the game. I am in such a weird physical environment right now. Trailmakers does not like what we're doing at all. Come on, get in the seat. I'm gonna press, can we break the sound barrier in slow motion? Here we go. I pressed the button. You see our speedometer has never broken 0. 263. What is going on? What is happening? All right, I'm gonna backspace to respawn. At some point, the game's gotta crash, right? Why do I feel like everything is normal again? I'm gonna get out of my seat real quick. No, things are not normal. No wonder why we've been having... Oh, we broke the sound barrier. We did it. We broke the sound barrier in slow motion. Twice. Yeah, we are so in slow motion. Well, this was not the result I was expecting. This was way cooler of an experiment than I anticipated it being. Also, it was way more successful than I anticipated it being. We actually broke the sound barrier with a relatively simplistic array of magnets. I wasn't sure this was gonna work at all, but I knew it was gonna be fun trying it either way. So if you guys have any other crazy suggestions, leave them some comments down below, or better yet, in the Discord is gonna have a better chance of me actually seeing it in the video ideas channel. If you have any other crazy science experiments you want me to do in Trailmakers, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this episode, you'll probably enjoy some more you can find right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.